Hello, welcome. My name is Miriam. I'm a family therapist. I've got with me Arik Szymanski today. He's the founder of Pandemica.info, and he's going to ask me some questions about couples at this time.
Thank you, Miriam. Pandemica.info is a website that's been set up to provide reliable information about what is happening in the world around us at these unusual times, and some resources for people to better be able to cope and understand the situation. Miriam, a lot of couples are going to be spending time together in very confined, highly emotional and stressful environment in the coming few months. What would be helpful for them as a mindset to best be prepared through this period?
It can feel really daunting when you think that you may need to spend weeks in the same flat, especially if it's a small flat with your partner, and you may be worried what's going to happen. Are you going to get on each other's nerves? Are you going to get bored of each other? Are you going to make each other much more anxious? And a really good mindset to help with that is to see a bigger picture. If we are together and we are still healthy, or we're showing mild symptoms of the virus, we are the lucky ones. And what we are experiencing is a setback and a difficult period, but it's not a big disaster. The other thing that you want to see the big picture of is your own relationship. If you are in a long-term relationship with a partner, then this is just an episode. It's an unpleasant one, but it's just one episode in what's going to happen between the two of you. And you could come out of it even stronger if you know how to manage yourself and if you know how to manage that. If you're in a long-term relationship with a person you like, then you are obviously going to do things to annoy them, and they're going to annoy you. And one of the things that we need to remember is that they're just details in a much bigger picture. If your partner leaves their food lying around in the kitchen, or they say something not very kind about your mother or about your sister, you want to see it in the big picture and say, that's just one detail. It's not great, but I'm going to let it go. And if we are wise enough not to make a big deal of these small things, and you want to always assume good intentions. So even if something looks not great to you, assume that it's coming from a good intention. Maybe your partner is a bit stressed, maybe they are anxious, maybe they are not in a good mood. Be more forgiving, be kinder, and both of you are going to come out of this crisis much happier and much stronger as a couple.
Thank you, Miriam. What is your view on what is the best way to communicate in this kind of situation?
I think it's really important that we communicate what it is that we need in words, and especially I think many women are guilty of that. We expect our partners to read our mind, to read our body language, know what we need and provide us with that, and we don't necessarily say exactly what it is that we want in words. So I think it's very important to ask for what we want very specifically. The other thing is that we should be willing to accept a no, because if we ask for what we want and we expect everybody to always say yes to us, then it's really not a request, it's a demand. So I would say what you want, say what you feel, ask for what you want in a really clear way, and be thankful for a yes, but if you get a no, that's not the end of the world.
Thank you. In general, there is more information on Pandemica.info about coping skills, mindfulness, which helps people cope a bit better with the stress. One of the characteristics, as you mentioned, in the situation is that couples have spent a lot of time in a confined physical environment. What are your recommendations about what is the best way to deal with the confinement from a physical point of view?
Well, if you're lucky and you have a home with several rooms, then it's easier. You can each have your own corner, and maybe if you've got children, then they can have their little space. But even if you're in a small flat and not much space, try to have at least a corner that is yours and a corner that is for your partner. You may be working from home. That could actually bring interest and occupy your mind, and that's good. You want to be considerate of each other's space and not go into each other's space. And there are lots of technological solutions now that didn't exist before, and that's using earphones if you each want to listen to something different or watch something different. You don't need to always do everything together. You can come together and maybe watch something together for a little while and then respect each other's need for a different space and for maybe disconnecting a little bit. So it's all about finding this balance. It's very important that each one of us, whether we're together with someone or not, first of all, make sure that we take care of our own needs. We want to make sure that we sleep properly, that we eat properly, that we exercise, even if we're in a small flat. There's a lot of things that we can do, lots of exercises that we could follow online, and make sure that we don't bring everything that worries us straight to the other person with no barriers. So again, it's a balance between taking care of your own needs, filling your own batteries with power so that you can help your partner. If your battery is completely empty, you're going to have absolutely nothing to give.
Thank you very much. I guess we all still have to try to keep a bit of humor if we can.
Yes, for sure.
And not get hung up on the small things. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions, you can email them to us and we can try and post some answers in subsequent days or weeks. And Miriam, thank you very much for sharing your views with us.
You're welcome.
And from pandemica.info and on behalf of Miriam, we hope for all of you that you're going to be able to go through this period in the best possible way. Thank you.
Thanks, Arik.